debate. The first point is damages, is freedom of expression and autonomy versus privacy of kids, embarrassment and content. And the second one is legitimation, which we think is much more important, and not just we are the one that winning this, but moreover, we are the only one that referring into this clash. Let me have a minute just to explain why this is the most important clash, and then I will go to talk on the clashes. So we think when we have such a mechanism, when we have such an activity act of a government which says we are searching in Facebook, we are flagging posts, and we are banning posts, when we are doing such things, we must have a legitimation why we are doing this. Now we asked several times the government, what is actually your legitimation to do this, and they just have nothing to say. I will show you what they did say, and we actually brought a severe criteria, okay, that didn't have any comment on when we can do something like that, and we are the only ones that actually were talking about legitimation. But let me easily talk thing after thing. Let me start with damages. I'm starting with what we had from the other side, okay? So, first of all, first house about damages talked basically about suffering of the children when they get older, about embarrassing them. So 4 quickly things what I can say. First of all, those things can be erased if the children says he doesn't want those things to be public, so she just asks his parents to delete it. Second thing, children post those things by themselves. Like the most embarrassing pictures are those that you posted yourself, your friends posted. In our generation, kids have Instagram and Facebook already and 10 years old. It just actually emphasizes the fact how much privacy is not privacy of children is not such a big deal in this debate. We think in our generation, privacy is not something that has such big importance for people. The basic facts for this is like a biometric passport, and the fact that children already in a really young age choose to actually update those kind of photos by themselves. Moreover, the third point, we think that we heard it already, but you are children. People understand later on in your life that you don't need to really take this serious because it was when you were a children. But moreover, it just like sounds me all of those damage, like oi oi oi, this children is now getting laughed by his children in high school when he's getting older. This is not a damage, okay? Children already laugh on each other, lots of different things. It's not really damage that I need to bring to it any comment. Next I heard about consent, about privacy. Now about this, Ninio brings you clearly good answers about it. Three main answers. The first one, we have hundreds of places which the effect is even bigger, and the children don't have consent. The parents choose about for the children by themselves what they want, like which education will you get, what kind of religion are you, what are the foods that you are going to eat. Like even if we're going to put in the children like plata, like bridge inside his teeth, which is much more embarrassing, or like which classes are you take? The parent can choose in a young age to take to ballet lessons. I know there are much more things that can actually I don't know, harm the children, and it still brings the parents the option to choose those things. Moreover, we think that in itself children don't have the right for consent. They're little stupid kids that playing with slime. We don't think that they know what's best for them. We believe that parents know much better what's better for the children than their children themselves. But moreover, we think that most of the time, the children themselves look at the cases, a children drawing, a children singing karaoke. On most of these places, actually there is a consent, of course, okay? If there isn't a consent, it comes retroactively. When they're older, we believe that the consent is also out of the debate. Let's talk about who is actually in the debate. That's oppositions, and why we actually win the opposition in the debate. Okay, now out. Okay, so about the freedom of expression, of course, we get all these things that say freedom of expression is essential. Freedom of expression is of sharing the essential parts. The kids are essential part. We get this from the first opposition. What do we get from Ninio, which is much more important? First of all, we get a clear criteria of when we can actually intervene and harm the freedom of expression. But we have more of it, like 1 minute of him talking about why is this rationale of actually bringing the freedom of expression for the parents. He says actually that parents bring those children to life, they raise them up, they live with them, they know what's good for them, they love them. All those things are actually rationale why we believe that parents have the right, I won't say the property because it's not a property, but they have, that's not my meaning, they have a right over their children to choose what's good for them. We think it's a much clearer and deeper analysis of why those parents actually have the freedom of expression and why it's actually something that we want to it's important. Before I go to legitimation, yes.
Yes, there's a difference between the possibility of harm of choosing a school and the actual inherent harm of an activity such as sharenting. Like we showed, inherent harm in sharenting. The government has the opportunity to prevent.
No. First of all, you didn't. Second of all, the common case of sharenting is just posting a kid smiling with his brothers from a vacation. We think that those kind of things is not a really okay. What's the answer for legitimation and why it comes from our side? They say that our practices are so bad enough to justify. They're so bad enough to justify banning from Facebook. That's what they say by themselves. Look at the common case. The common case, the 95%, isn't something that is actually mesite or something that is really bad. We don't get it from you guys. Okay. We say even if there are 3% of like parents taking photos of the children doing bad practices, I don't know, bringing them to drink or something like that, we still don't see why there is a justification for all the 95% of the occasion where it's just a kid smiling in the photos. In the moment when we get inside the class and bring you a clear criteria of only when it's violence, only if it really can harm the society, this is the only places when we actually allow to intervene inside family people's choices. We didn't get answer, we win the legitimation, we win the debate.